Hello and welcome back to the Nexus Gaming Series Storm Division. I am the Crushinator and I will be your caster for this evening for this Qualifier number 5 semi-final matchup between Brawl is Life and CTON. Looks like we are getting this lobby set up, so I will take this moment to remind you, you can type a bunch of stuff in chat. You can see all of the rules for this tournament by putting in !storm. You can check out the Matcherino page if you want to contribute to the prize pool for this tournament. !Matcherino. Ryokai, thank you very much for the follow. I appreciate it, bud. If you want to see the bracket, you can go over to Challenge. Just type in !bracket in chat. You will see it on over there. And finally, if you want to support the Nexus Gaming Series, it is a volunteer-run organization supported by you, the community. Head on over to Patreon, check out the Nexus Gaming Series, and see what benefits they offer for your support. Alrighty, I'm just going to go ahead and make sure I have all the correct player names. Looks like I've got one to fix. There we go. Perfect. Excellent, excellent. Alright, looks like our teams are nearly ready, so let's take it on over to the maps, let you know what we're looking at for this evening. Brawl is Life did win the flip. They chose first pick. They banned away Battlefield of Eternity and Tomb of the Spider Queen. CTON choosing to ban away Dragonshire and Sky Temple, and they are going to be taking us to Infernal Shrines for map number 1. Speaking of map number 1, looks like our teams are ready to go. So let's get into the draft. Infernal Shrines. Here we are. You're thinking about... You're thinking about double soak often here on Infernal Shrines. You're thinking about minion clear, you're thinking about controlling space, and very importantly, you're thinking about known areas where team fights are going to happen. So we're going to see probably a lot of setup heroes, probably a lot of control around the tank options for our two teams here today. Though with this very, very high level of play, we don't often see just straight up meta bans. Sometimes we see target bans or, you know, off-strat bans like this Abathur here. Brawl is Life is going to start off with the Abathur ban, and Chromie, who some say might be a little overtuned at the moment, is taken away by CTON. We'll see what Brawl is Life is thinking, what they don't want to face here on Infernal Shrines. With the Abathur ban, I'm expecting them to take something a little more standard in their draft. Though these teams are always available and always capable of bringing out something a little bit special. Mei is going to be banned away, controlling those tank options. With Mei banned away, it wouldn't surprise me to see an ETC ban. Instead, it's going to be the Cassia. They're going to take away that just all-around S-tier assassin. So only one tank ban in the opening rounds here. That means there's a lot of options left on the board. We'll see whether Brawl is Life wants to pick up one of those tanks right away. They are in the first pick position. We'll see what they want to favor here. It is going to be the Deckard. Deckard is really, really fantastic right now, especially on a map like Infernal Shrines, where Deckard can see where the next shrine is spawning, get those potions down, and really control that space. Helheim is going to grab the Ana in response, and Carbon is going to go ahead and snap up the Orphea. Pretty classic combo, the Nano Boost and the Power Mage coming out from CTON. With the next two available picks, they could look to shut down that combo. They could look to combo off of this Deckard. Occasionally we'll see something like, you know, big Wombos, Zeratul coming out, Diablos. Kael'thas can be one that we see on Infernal Shrines. We'll see what they want to favor here. Ryokai is going to grab the Sylvanas, and Sweet Buns is going to go ahead and pick up that Diablo. The Apocalypse and Stay a While and Listen combo is very, very potent, especially on Infernal Shrines, where you've got a lot of vision blockers to play with. Deckard can sneak around the side, get a nice big sleep, Diablo follows up with the Apocalypse, and you've got something special there in the team fight for sure. Let's see what the ban is here coming out from CTON. They're going to go ahead and ban away the Tassadar. They just want to get rid of that reliable backline burst damage that Tassadar can provide. With Ana and Orphea on the board, and they're looking for sort of a big wombo, I wouldn't be surprised to see a cleanse ban here, possibly something like a big save ban, Anduin, Medivh, something of that nature. And it's actually going to be a Greymane ban. They want to control the PvE capabilities coming out from CTON. Greymane can do a lot of work on camps, especially here on Infernal Shrines. Obviously a great burst hero, so just wanting to control that high-tier assassin. Fury is going to go ahead and grab Garrosh, and Enigmatic is going to snap up the Tychus pick here on Infernal Shrines. Interesting choice with the Tychus. Tychus will be able to melt through Diablo very, very quickly. Diablo is basically only spell armor, so putting in that percent damage, that physical damage from Tychus will mean that Diablo cannot stick around on the front line for long. We'll see what Brawl is Life wants to round out this comp with. They need that offlaner, and there is the Kael'thas, followed up with the Yrel from Drunk Dwarf. And Corgi Booty is going to answer the Yrel with a Leoric. So it looks like we've got a pretty standard off-lane matchup here. The Leo and the Yrel will be counter double soaking during objectives. We've got the Sylvanas push, the big wombo coming in from Deckard and Diablo, and we've got the dancing Orphea with the nano boost. Garrosh looking for picks, and Tychus just generally making things difficult for Diablo and Yrel in that front lane. Well, game number 1 is coming at you. Brawl is Life versus CTON on Infernal Shrines. Let's get into it. Alright, loading in here. Game number 1. Got two pretty well-researched comps here. I'm excited to see how these two are going to clash, whether the positioning coming out from Brawl is Life are going to neutralize the Garrosh, whether that Tychus wildcard is going to mess up those Diablo setups. But we don't have to wait very long as we're getting into game number 1 here. As we load in one more bar. Here we go. Perfect. On the left, in the blue, is Brawl is Life, with Ryokai playing the Sylvanas. Drunk Dwarf is on Yrel. Deathstrikes playing the Kael'thas. Who do you think is on the Deckard? And Sweet Buns playing the Diablo. On the right, in the red, is CTON with Elhaim on the Ana. Corgi Booty is going to play Leoric. Enigmatic on the Tychus. Fury is going to be on the Garrosh. And Carbon playing the Orphea.
5, 4, 3.
Here we go. Infernal Shrines is underway. We've got the Globe Quest, of course, coming in for Kael'thas, wanting that Arcane Barrier. Garrosh still thinking about that level 1 pick. Their red side, CTON, is going to spread out here. Just make sure there's no Sylvanas shenanigans in the off lane. Looks like Brawl is Life is settling in to just clear the mid lane and move on through. It is going to be body check coming out from Garrosh, getting that heal reduction and also the slow on the front line. So with that Tychus as well, looks like they're really going to be working on targeting down the Diablo. A great sleep onto Kael'thas in the backline, and that's going to be first blood for CTON. Right onto Kael'thas. Very nicely done. Carbon looking to interrupt the rotations here in the bottom lane while Brawl is Life peels on out. They don't want to fall behind in XP here in the early game. Drunk Dwarf trying to push away Fury and Corgi Booty before heading on down to the mid lane to help with this clear. Kael'thas coming back into the field now. Of course, very short death timer. Sweet Buns is actually looking for Ana here. A great pickup. Fury looking to zone away the Diablo. Elhaim is doing alright for now. Yrel heading back to the top to match the Leoric soak. Carbon again trying to interrupt those rotations, trying to deny as much XP as possible from Brawl is Life. Sweet Buns could actually be caught here, and a great pickup from CTON. Diablo's going to go down. And here we have an invade by CTON, taking advantage of those early kills to swipe away that Khazra camp on the left side. Very nicely done. 2 quick kills. They're going to use this positioning. Diablo now just getting back onto the field, so CTON is going to grab the neutral Khazra camp as well. As Ryokai, trying to get away from Fury here, was clearing away this camp. And Brawl is Life is definitely on the back foot right now, though it is still very, very early. Lots of time to catch up on XP, lots of time to get back into this game. Fury making Brawl is Life take the long way around on these rotations. That's definitely going to allow CTON to very strongly control the map here. Looks like top lane going about as expected. Both players just trading the lane as best they can. Both squads are going to work on their Shaman camp in preparation for the first objective. It is going to be a Frozen Shrine in the bottom lane. We'll see whether these teams want to pause out this cap. It looks like CTON is going to pause out the cap. They want to make sure, if possible, to get their cap second to allow the lane to push in their direction, get an easy clear on that. CTON going to go ahead and grab the Khazra camp on the right, the last remaining camp on the map. So both Shaman camps were picked up pretty much simultaneously, and we're going to have a starting 4v4 on this bottom shrine. Ooh, looks like Yrel may be coming in. Sweet Buns once again being targeted by CTON, but we'll manage to get away this time. A great route by Deckard. He's going to let Diablo get on out of there. Leoric still in the top lane, going to work on that clear. Looks like Yrel will be coming down to help, so we've got a brief 5v4 for Brawl is Life. Let's see if they can take advantage of this. Ryokai is working on Carbon down in the lane. Drunk Dwarf could be in some trouble there. Fury getting a nice toss and peeling on out from the top lane. Drunk Dwarf on that Yrel causing all sorts of havoc, as Corgi Booty is going to rotate down and make this a 5v5. A triple stun from Fury onto the backline of Brawl is Life. This could be trouble. Fury's actually taking a lot of extra damage here. Getting flipped over by Diablo. Looks like everyone's okay for now. Ooh, a big sleep onto Kael'thas. That could be trouble. Fury wants Deckard, though. Who do you think is now gone? Deckard going down first in this brawl. Ryokai using the Haunting Wave to get on out of there. Looks like CTON still very, very healthy. Ana doing a great job of keeping everyone alive. Fury using that trait armor. Still got all sorts of health there, even with only about 25% health remaining. And it looks like CTON will be picking up this first Frozen Punisher of the game, level 7 to almost level 7 from Brawl is Life. Yrel and Leoric will be rotating between top and mid, trying to keep the XP high. Punisher is baited over the wall. Follow-up sleep, though. Carbon actually coming around the outside, getting a lot of burst damage, and Diablo's going to go down. Enigmatic being targeted by the fort. Carbon and Fury are just chasing into Deckard without fear here. Carbon picks up another kill. Death Strikes could be next here. Another big combo. They're just letting the Punisher work on this fort. Ryokai trying to get away with that Haunting Wave. Looks like they will manage to survive. And now, with all of their kills in hand, they're just going to come on back and pick up this fort. Fantastic start here for CTON. Nearly a 2-level lead. Taking a look at this experience. They've got all the hero kill experience. They're almost 2,000 ahead in the minion experience. Leoric doing a fantastic job with this double soak. Brawl is Life is they're in a lot of trouble here. We're in the early going still. Only one objective taken. But a very convincing lead for CTON so far as Fury, once again, making rotations hell here for Brawl is Life. Orphea backing for mana, the rest of the team. CTON gonna push down this mid. They do manage to get the mid well. Yrel in the top lane, desperately trying to find level 10, which is already here for CTON. We see the Eternal Feast coming out from Orphea, Odin from Tychus, Nano Boost, of course, from Ana, the taunt coming out from Garrosh, and Leoric still thinking about it. Fury still controlling vision in this top bush. We could have some trouble here for Drunk Dwarf. 4 members of CTON looking for a gank here. The members of Brawl is Life are rotating through. They will be seen by Fury. Death Strikes is thrown in to Carbon. This could be trouble, actually. Fury taking a lot of extra damage. Kael'Thas will go down here, but Fury is zoned out. Trying to get on back. Ryokai on the chase. Not quite enough damage. Garrosh is going to survive for now. Ooh, a fantastic stun by Sweet Buns. Only saves Sylvanas for the meantime. Garrosh and Orphea are going to go down, though. We've got a 2-for-2 trade. Those Deckard potions keeping everyone as healthy as can be over on the side of Brawl is Life. And that means level 10 has arrived for Brawl is Life, really catching up on that hero XP with that exchange. It is going to be the Silence Arrow coming out from Sylvanas, Ardent Defender from the Yrel, Phoenix coming out from Kael'Thas, Stay a While and Listen, and APOC from the Deckard and the Diablo. Entomb was picked up by Leoric. That was ultimately the choice. So it looks like Brawl is Life. They want to keep an eye on this bottom camp. They don't know where CTON is just yet. They see Leoric in the top lane. They see that the right side Khazra camp has been taken, and this could be the next point of contention. See if Brawl is Life wants to take this. It looks like Fury wants to force it. Sweet Buns wiggling, but gets thrown in. The taunt is there. Drunk Dwarf in the back, though, denying a lot of the damage onto Diablo. Carbon getting tossed around. There's the APOC after the Stay a While and Listen. This could be the fight that Brawl is Life needed. Carbon trying to get away here. Ooh, a fantastic heal dart onto Carbon, saving Orphea. Fantastic work. Really, really well done. But Brawl is Life. It looks like, ooh, they will pick up the camp, and Fury looking for the re-engage. Unfortunately, gets the throw onto the Mercenary, but it may be all that they need. Fury very, very low here, taking the long way out, but Garrosh is going to go down. Enigmatic using that Odin for the unstoppable. Carbon will be next to fall, and Brawl is Life is really turning this thing around. Leoric could be in trouble using the Wraith Walk. Looks like they will manage to get away. Brawl is Life bringing things back in a big way. Mortar Punisher is spawning in the top lane. This Khazra camp got a lot of work done in the mid, but Brawl is Life with those 2 kills really evening things up, now ahead in the hero kill experience, ahead in the minion experience. Man, they completely nullified that early game advantage from CTON. Now they've still got structures to catch up on. Level 13 is here for CTON. All members are back on the field. This could be an opportunity for CTON to fight a talent tier up. We'll see whether Yrel can get that soak in time for this fight. Fury once again looking for an angle, throwing Diablo to the wolves here, but a very nice shadow charge to avoid the sleep dart. Big taunt onto 2, the Eternal Feast is out, and it looks like Diablo's going to go down. The sleep onto 3 from who do you think? Oh, a nice into the fray from Fury will save Enigmatic for now, but it looks like Yrel is on the chase. Another fantastic heal from Fury, just saving folks left and right here. The Entomb onto Deckard, but the counter stun from Diablo is there. Carbon working with that nano boost. Ooh, Orphea's going to go down before they can get a kill. Orphea first to fall in this fight. Fury trying to escape. The entirety of Brawl is Life is on the chase. Deckard is going to have to peel on out of there as Leoric was threatening to dive in. Ooh, a nice unstoppable by Corgi Booty. Means Leoric lives for now. This is still a tough spot for Brawl is Life. They've got low mana bars. They've got now recovering health bars. They want to get as many minions as possible here. But CTON, even with Orphea down, is threatening a gank here. Fury in a lot of trouble, taking big damage from that Sylvanas. The taunt is there. Big root onto Garrosh now. Enigmatic trying to get away from Diablo. Fury gets flipped and Fury gets killed. Garrosh going down before Orphea can rejoin the team. Looks like Brawl is Life will have the opportunity to pick up this Mortar Punisher and possibly even out these structures. Fantastic rebound here from Brawl is Life in this game. Really evening things up XP-wise. Looking at that damage. Sylvanas top on the charts with nearly 30,000 hero damage. Really punishing Garrosh in the front line with that dagger build. Leoric just checking on these camps for now. Brawl is Life is going to pick up this Mortar Punisher. Tychus doing the lion's share with the damage into that Diablo for now, but Orphea not far behind with nearly 30,000 hero damage herself. Surprising, not a dagger build from Sylvanas. I was expecting that, given all the damage going into Fury, but doing it with the Withering Fire. Sweet Buns, ooh, doesn't quite get the double stun onto Fury, but the Unstoppable is there. Eternal Feast is out, a great defense coming out. They do manage to find Deckard. CTON, ooh, the Entomb not quite there. fighting into the Punisher. It looks like the rest of Brawl's Life will escape, but a great defense coming out from CTON. This fort is probably in trouble, but it definitely could have been more. Hellham being thrown in by Fury, looking for that sleep dart. Ooh, we got the stun onto Sweet Buns. Nice throw there. We'll see whether the rest of CTON can get on up here. Oh, the stun not quite there. Ryokai wiggling, trying to get away. The Haunting Wave is not quite here yet. A nice flip. There it is, the Haunting Wave. Just enough mana to get away. Brawl's Life is going to peel on out of there. Once again, Leoric working on that double soak. Death Strikes, trying to get the soak in the bottom lane. Looks like we have a possible gank opportunity here. Both teams really trying to control these rotations. Sweet Bun sees them all. The throw and the taunt is there. I think that's going to be too much damage, and Diablo is going down. Deckard is going to keep an eye on this camp. Looks like CTON is in for the steal. The Shaman camp being taken away by the red team. Ryokai trying to get this wave pushing as much as possible using that Merc Queen. Was that Merc Queen? It was. I got one right! Yay! CTON gonna push this top lane using this Shaman camp to proxy the wave. That's gonna give them an advantage and an easy time knocking down this top fort. The counter push coming out from Brawl's Life in the bottom lane, seeing all of CTON in the top lane. They're gonna try to trade out forts here. Top fort taken away by CTON. Corgi Booty is going to work on the wave clear here to push away Death Strikes and Drunk Dwarf as much as possible. CTON on the rotation here. Ryokai is going to get the dismount. That's going to save Drunk Dwarf and Death Strikes from the incoming Garrosh. Looks like the teams are just going to go ahead and reset. They want to control the vision, control these lanes. CTON still with 6 structures here. That's going to give them a lot of extra trickle experience here in the late game. And if Brawl's Life can't find any structures, there's going to be a long gap where CTON is at level 20, and they aren't. Looking for a gank opportunity is CTON. They want to catch an aggressive rotation from Brawl's Life. It looks like Brawl's Life isn't going to give it to them. Drunk Dwarf thinking about it. Nope, they're playing carefully. They're controlling the lanes as much as possible. Shh, everyone quiet. We're hunting Draenei. Are they going to go for it? Fury's out in lane. Can they find Drunk Dwarf? There they go. They want this. They want to find Yrel. Is the Q going to be there? The dismount, not quite there yet. The stun is out. There's the throw and the taunt, and then it looks like the fight is on. The Ardent Defender does land. APOC is out. There's the big stay a while, and Ana will be the first to fall here. Sweet Buns flipping Carbon into the mix. Orphea is next. Brawl's Life with the 2 kills. Fantastic work catching up to the gank squad that was CTON. They're going to have a 2-kill advantage going into the Arcane Punisher in the bottom lane. Looks like they're going to go ahead and start that up. It's still another 30 seconds before Orphea is back on the field. Brawl's Life will have full control. They're going to want to catch up that bottom lane when they are able, so that they have some minion support along with this push. It looks like CTON is going to go ahead and push the far lane, give Brawl's Life something to worry about here. Yrel going ahead and catching up this bottom lane. All members of CTON about to be back on the field. Diablo could be in a little bit of trouble here. Ooh, avoids the grab from Leoric. No Entomb used. One thing to note here, CTON has all their heroics, and Brawl's Life doesn't actually have that many here. Only 30 minions killed so far. This could be an opportunity for CTON to get on in here. Stay a While and Phoenix are back. Apocalypse 8 seconds out. They have 37 minions. They'll basically be able to poke in anytime they want. Drunk Dwarf looking for the cap here. 39 minions. And there it is. The Arcane Punisher is on the way. The Apocalypse is committed. Can Sweet Buns find anyone to flip over? The Tychus is being taken away. There's the big stay a while and listen. The counter Eternal Feast from Orphea is still ticking there. This could be trouble. 2 dead from Brawl's Life. Deckard Cain going down. Kael'thas will be next. Diablo is reset on the souls. Tychus counter-killed, though. Drunk Dwarf trying to knock them away. Use that Hand of Freedom. Looks like Yrel will somehow manage to escape. Ryokai as well. Diablo is back on the field, but Diablo will need to reacquire those souls to get that health total back up. Oh, and the chase, I missed. I thought that chase was done. Very nice job by Garrosh and Orphea to pick up that kill onto Sylvanas. Gorgy Broody just working on this clear. This Punisher will probably be getting the wall and not much else here. Great job by CTON turning that fight. All Brawl His Life can do here is look for level 20. They've been doing well in these team fights so far. This is still anyone's game. Drunk Dwarf working on this top left Shaman before CTON can get back onto the field here. Sweet Buns being careful. Looks like the bottom camp is the next point of contention for CTON. Brawl His Life is going to grab that Shaman camp. Level 20 is here for both squads. Fury is going to be anchoring the vision. This is all going to come down to rotations and vision for these two teams. We'll see who controls the rotations, who gets the fight that they want. All heroics are available for both squads. We'll see who gets the favorable fight here post 20 on Infernal Shrines. Drunk Dwarf mounted in the top lane. Fury looking for the rotation here. The last gank attempt onto Drunk Dwarf didn't quite go so well. There's the throw. Yrel is dismounted. The rest of Brawl His Life looks like they're not worried about it. Deckard is coming up. This could be trouble, though. A big silence. The silence in 2 means that Yrel is caught here. The rest of Brawl His Life are going to take the Consolation Causer camp and try to get on out of here before CTON can bring the pain to the bottom lane. CTON is going to push down this middle fort. With Yrel down, they've got this 5v4 advantage for another 40 seconds here. This probably isn't a winning push, but this looks like they're not going to risk the keep here. They're just going to go ahead and control the map. Still all the damage and all the ults available from Brawl His Life. Diving a keep probably not advised at this point. So they're just going to go ahead and get the lanes pushing in the correct direction, try to get onto the blue side of the map and look for another quality gank here. Fury rotating around, looking for anyone. They've got room in this top lane. Let's see if they can catch Sweet Buns here. There's the stun. This could be trouble for Diablo. Ooh, the throw not quite available. Some good interrupts coming out from both sides there. Very nicely done. Leoric once again controlling the vision. Yrel is back on the field. CTON going to go ahead and pick up their Shaman camp. We do have a Mortar Punisher that will be going down the top lane on the next objective. We're still waiting for that timer to pop, and there it is. 30 seconds till the next objective. This definitely favors CTON here, as they still have 2 structures up in that top lane. If they give that Punisher and keep the members alive, they definitely have room to res, though if they lose too many in the next team fight, Brawl His Life just goes bottom lane and wins. So this next fight is still very, very important. Leoric getting on top of this shrine. Brawl His Life is all here. CTON working on the Shaman camp. Not quite ready yet. Both teams still dancing around, staying off vision. And it looks like Brawl His Life will be the first to get on here. Sweet Bun scouts the invade. Yrel on the flank. There's the Odin from Tychus, and it looks like the fight is going to be committed. The silence just keeping Sweet Buns there, but no silence to be had. Members of CTON are silenced, being thrown around. Brawl His Life still very, very healthy. They're going to go ahead and try to chase and catch Fury here. A great taunt onto Yrel. Ooh, manages to pop that Ardent Defender. Fury's still very, very healthy on the bottom there. Ryokai in a lot of trouble. The APOC is out once again. Death Strike's very low as well. CTON is really turning this thing around. Diablo is actually going to go down. The Dying Breath stun does not catch anyone. Great damage from Kael'thas on the retreat, though. This could be trouble for Brawl His Life. Still 4 members alive, but 50 seconds until Diablo is back on the field. CTON is going to take advantage, jump onto this Punisher. It's going to be very, very tough for Brawl His Life to defend, but they do have an opportunity. They still have this bottom keep. They're going to go ahead and clear these off lanes. Diablo will be back on the field by the time the Punisher is pushing down this keep. So they still can pull off a defense. It's going to be tough, but it is possible. CTON is going to go ahead and stack this Shaman camp along with the push. Ooh, Drunk Dwarf is tossed and taunted again. The Eternal Feast is out. They want as much damage on Urel as possible. Drunk Dwarf gets on out of there. Brawl his life looking to get some extra damage. Looks like they're going to go ahead and peel on out of there. Fury looking for another throw here. The nice body check onto Deckard. Fury wants another throw. The Unstoppable from Sylvanas trying to ward away. Oh, a big entomb catching Sylvanas, and Ryokai's going to go down here. Corgi Booty is trapped here by Sweet Buns. Fury very, very low, but here comes the Punisher. The Unstoppable from Urel going to keep Drunk Dwarf alive for now. But with Sylvanas down, this defense just got a whole lot harder. This keep is down, and CTON is going to be looking for the core. Ana keeping everyone very, very healthy here for CTON. Trying to bait the Mortar Punisher to the mid lane to keep this as clean a defense as possible. It looks like they've definitely got it caught by the keep. No, it's actually going to peel around and go for the core. Drunk Dwarf knocking around the DPS of CTON. There it is. It finally peeled back to that keep. So far, still 20 seconds before Sylvanas gets back on the field, and this Punisher is being expertly baited to the mid lane. We'll see if CTON can get on top of the core here. With only one member down, this could be some trouble. A big taunt onto Diablo, followed up by the Punisher. Oh my goodness, Diablo's gonna go down. Urel down as well. We got a giant stay a while and listen from Who Do You Think, but ultimately no kills coming from it. 60% on the core. The Punisher is gonna fall here. But with 2 members down from Brawl his life, it looks like this core will be next. Carbon going ahead and picking up that Deckard kill. Maybe, kinda, sorta? Not quite, but it looks like the core will be forfeit. 18%. Leoric gonna go down here, Sylvanas as well, and CTON picks up game number 1. GG. Quite the ending scuffle there. A lot of posturing, a lot of moving around. Great job on the, what was going to be a near impossible defense from Brawl his life, but CTON ultimately picking up the victory there. Carbon leading the way on the hero damage for CTON at 80,000. Not far behind Death Strikes with a 75k for Brawl his life. Very well played from both teams, but doubling the kill count was CTON. Really, really controlling that early game. Brawl his life brought things back in a big way, but pretty much leading to an even situation there at level 20. But pick after pick from CTON meant they got the win. Very nicely done. Messed up the break, man. Feels bad. Feels real bad. Let's remind you of the map situation. Battlefield of Eternity, Tomb of the Spider Queen, Dragonshire, and Sky Temple are banned away for this series. Infernal Shrines was chosen and won by CTON. And Brawl his life, once again choosing first pick, means that CTON will be taking us to Towers of Doom for game number 2. Take a pull on the water, and there we go. We've got a draft. Let the draft begin. Towers of Doom. Very different style of map from Infernal Shrines. We do still see some cheese here. There is a pretty standard strat where you take a double soaker for top and mid, you establish a very strong 4-man in the bottom lane, and just duke it out for that bottom lane control. Though these great teams, these very flexible teams, sometimes you see some funky strats coming out. Sometimes you see some big delay strats, some 6-cap strats coming out, so I'm excited to see what these two teams can bring us. Once again, Brawl his life, not interested in seeing an Abathur in this here matchup. Interested to see if there's going to be any target bans considering the last game, or if these teams are just sort of comfortable with their ban process. CTON is next to act. It is going to be a Lost Vikings ban. They're covering the cheese options here. No Abathurs, no Vikings. Are we going to see a Murky ban? Maybe a Samura ban? Maybe a hammer ban? Ooh, that'd be spicy. Get some hammer strats up here on Towers of Doom. I'm all about it. Garrosh going to be banned away by Brawl is Life. They don't want to see Fury on that particular hero in this next game. And Chromie, once again, banned away by CTON. Very, very strong after that level 1 change. And Ryokai will take the opportunity to snap up that Cassia since it is open. Helheim once again going to grab the Ana, and Corgi Booty is going to get a Samuro. Yay! Ooh, so Samuro can provide a whole lot of off-lane pressure, a whole lot of gank potential, really control the top lane and control that top sapper camp, depending on who they end up facing. And of course, at this top level of play, you're going to see a very well-played Samuro. So I'm looking forward to that a whole lot. Who do you think going to go ahead and pick up that Deckard once again? Sweet Buns again on the Diablo. Honestly, their strats went pretty well last time on Infernal Shrines. Not surprised to see the combo coming out again here from Brawl is Life. Phoenix going to be banned away from Brawl is Life. Phoenix can get a lot of work done, specifically against Samuro, just with the kiting, with the Q build, zapping away all those clones. And ETC will be banned away from CTON, the global tank banned away. Carbon is going to go ahead and grab the Li Ming here. Li Ming strong for delaying those captures, poking in from afar, comboing off those sleep targets. And Enigmatic is going to go ahead and pick up Lunara. Now, Lunara is a sort of dangerous double soaker, can definitely threaten a lot of solo laners, but is also a bit of a glass cannon, especially until level 10. So we'll see whether that Lunara will be there to harass the offlaner, or will be there to provide that PvE damage in the bottom lane that is so necessary here on Towers of Doom. Drunk Dwarf will respond with a Dahaka, and Death Strikes will take the opportunity to grab that Tassadar. Dahaka. Alright. So looking to do a bit of counter-soaking, bit of counter-global with the Dahaka, and Fury is going to snap up a solo frontline Deathwing here on Towers of Doom. I've seen, so in Storm Division, I've seen a frontline Deathwing once. It was on Infernal Shrines, and it did not go well. But we'll see how it goes for these teams here. Brawl is Life looking to even up the series. CTON looking to close things out. Game 2 on Towers of Doom. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Loading on in here to game number 2. Towers of Doom. CTON looking to close this thing out with a Samuro Lunara Deathwing combo. Definitely a little bit funky. Cassia Tassadar snapped up by Brawl is Life. Some high tier assassins. We'll see whether they can counter this comp. As we're going ahead and loading in here. Hope everyone in chat's doing fantastic. Thank you all for the follows today. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching too, buddy. My cat's begging for attention, but I've got to cast a game here. I've got to do it. Here we go. Once again, on the left in the blue is Brawl is Life with Ryokai playing the Cassia. Sweet Buns on the Diablo. Who do you think on the Deckard? Drunk Dwarf playing Deckard. And Death Strikes on the Tassadar. Yeah, Tassadar, buddy. I know. On the right in the red, once again, is CTON with Corgi Booty playing that Samuro. Helheim on the Ana. Enigmatic on the Lunara. Carbon playing Li Ming. And Fury on the Deckard, or on the Deathwing, not the Deckard. Deckard Wing going down the mid. Here we go. Tassadar looking to stack up those Qs on level 1. Enhanced agility coming in from Drunk Dwarf, trying to catch up to this Samuro. And the Way of Illusion coming in for Corgi Booty. No immediate ganks just yet. Wave clear from Deathwing, absolutely strong here, as Fury wipes up that lane like it's nothing. Samuro trying to stop the rotation here from Dehaka. Once again, Fury just, you know, denying experience down to the bottom lane, and once again forcing Brawl's life to go the long way here. Looks like Dehaka did manage to make it up to the top lane. A little bit of denied experience there by CTON, picking up a small advantage there. And now the rotations are going to start. Dehaka coming on down to try to catch this mid lane experience, but the more Dehaka has to rotate to the mid, the more Samuro can push through the top lane. Our teams are going to start these sapper camps as quickly as possible to avoid any invasions from the opposing squad. Li Ming and Deckard down there in the bottom lane, holding down the XP. Samuro a little bit ahead on these rotations, especially with Lunara popping up to help with the wave clear. Ryokai pressuring in, getting some extra damage onto the back line of CTON. These waves are going to meet, looking to clear these out as quickly as possible, as Tassadar is going to rotate mid to try to catch the XP that Dehaka is working their best on soaking. Great job from these teams knowing when they need to rotate mid to make sure that they catch these minion waves. Because right now we have a bit of a 3-on-3 situation in the bottom lane. Level 4s are here for our two squads. Death Strikes using the wall, getting some extra damage onto Carbon and Elhaim. Fury jumping up. Fury's still very, very healthy here. Looks like Drunk Dwarf could be the target of a gank here in the top lane. Enigmatic with a nice rotation, but Drunk Dwarf will survive for now. For all his life, wants to knock these armor plates of Furies down as much as possible. Be able to use that Tassadar poke to get the job done. Cassia, also with a lot of extra poke damage. Altars activating in 15 seconds. We do have the triple altar, as always, for the first objective. Taking a look at the experience, pretty even so far. Enigmatic making things difficult for the Deckard. Pretty even on the experience so far. Brawl is Life doing a good job of staying ahead on that. A lot of poke opportunity from CTON. The altars will trade in the top lane. Death Strikes could be in some trouble here, rotating around to get this potion, but Deckard looks like they're going to pay the price here. Deckard will be first blood. CTON looking for Death Strikes, not quite finding it. Elhaim in the back will get the 2-1 cap. Ooh, a double sweep. That could be trouble. Ryokai taking a lot of damage, and Cassie's going to go down, but Deathwing down as well. A trade in the bottom lane. Carbon's going to have to be careful. Those shock rays coming out from Death Strikes are very lethal here. Ooh, a nice blink from Carbon. Dropping the spray, letting them know who's boss. CTON with the 2-1 lead in altars. Samuro in the top lane, looking to push versus Drunk Dwarf. Drunk Dwarf's going to want to keep an eye on that top camp, as Samuro can slip away and pick that up very easily. But on cooldown, these teams are going to go ahead and pick up their sapper camps. Get these pushing in the bottom lane. It's important to get those picked up pretty much on cooldown throughout most of this match. Tassadar once again counter-soaking versus Lunara in the mid lane, leading to this 3v3 we've been seeing in the bottom lane. Deathwing currently waiting to drop down, and there they go. Fury dropping on down. Ryokai getting slowed a little bit here. Cassia could be in some trouble, but Elhaim and Carbon are zoned out. Looks like Ryokai will survive for now. Moving up onto Sweet Buns is the remainder of CTON. Enigmatic coming to join the fight, as well as Death Strikes. Ooh, that's a big Incinerate coming out from Fury. Death Strikes could be in some trouble here. Needs a potion. Oh, and doesn't quite get it. Tassadar is going to go down. That Lunara poison with the Incinerate bringing him so low, just slightly too much to handle. Once again, Cassia being slowed by Lunara and the Deathwing, taking a lot of damage, but keeping that armor total high. Bottom altar looks like it's going to be picked up by Elhaim in the background as Ryokai needs a potion. There they go. Enigmatic avoiding the flip from Sweet Buns. Drunk Dwarf isn't giving up though, wants to find a drag. Fury going to have to use the Cataclysm to get on out of there. Samuro keeping up the double soak. CTON is starting to pull ahead on that XP. They've got 1,000 extra from the heroes. They've got about 600 extra from the minions. Giving them the opportunity to start pulling away, get that level 10 brewing. Sweet Buns wants Elhaim. Ooh, a nice sleep dart though from Ana. Looks like we might have a counter engage here as Deathwing dropping out of the sky. Getting the chase onto Deckard, a nice zoning route from who do you think? It's going to split up Carbon and Elhaim in the back. Level 10 has arrived here for CTON. Ryokai once again getting caught in the grasps of Fury. Cassia trying to wiggle and get on out of there. Sweet Buns warding away the damage. Looks like Ryokai's going to survive for now, but Enigmatic is on the chase. The fear from Deathwing catches Sweet Buns, but everyone's going to survive for now. It is the Bellowing Roar available from Deathwing. Wave of Force. Is that the Leaping Strike, and the Illusion Master from Samuro. Ana still thinking about it. Still thinking about that level 10 option. Brawl is Life has the level 10s as well, as altars are spawning in the top lane. We do have the Valkyrie trying to pull people out of position. Is the Cassia. Archon from Tassadar, excuse me. Lightning Breath coming out from Diablo. The Isolation from Dahaka, and Stay a While and Listen from the Deckard. Brawl is Life looking for a possible invade here, but Fury coming down. We've got the 4v4 here. Samuro and Dahaka are still dueling in the top. Fury trying to maintain this point. Sweet Buns does manage to get on there. Enigmatic poking from the top lane. There is the Unstoppable from Diablo. The Valkyrie. Ooh, Ana gets caught on some terrain there. CTON is going to pick that up, but Deathwing does die for it. There's the Eye of Horus coming out from Ana, trying to pick up this kill onto Ryokai. Or is it Death Strikes? Tassadar is going to go down here. Nice pickup by Elhaim. Samuro pushing away Dahaka, but the rest of Brawl is Life are going to come up here and secure this altar. We're going to see 32 shots to 24, CTON in the lead. Deathwing thinking about coming down here into the bottom lane. Samuro is going to go ahead and start that camp. Dahaka working on this soak and not really going to be able to do a whole lot about it, as we see in the bottom lane. CTON is thinking about pushing in here. Death Strikes is coming down to make this an odd fight as Sweet Buns goes ahead and tries to stop this Ana, as Drunk Dwarf actually coming down from the top lane, making this a real uneven fight. Ana's going to go down here. That's going to leave Samuro alone in the top lane, but that kill is going to allow Brawl is Life to get some map presence back. Death Strike's trying to finish off this wall. Ryokai going to go ahead and poke that down. There it is. The Incinerate from Fury does wipe up this lane, but the rest of Brawl is Life working on this bottom push. Drunk Dwarf trying to catch at least some of this soak, while the rest of Brawl is Life uses the advantage of Ana not quite being back on the field to get this bottom wall down. Lunara thinking about a flank here. With Ana not here yet, this is going to be tough. Archon is popped by Death Strikes. Enigmatic using the jump to get around. The Eye of Horus joining the fight, though. Tassadar is going to go down. Ryokai on a bit of an island here. Fury trying to get away. There's the big sleep, but it's not going to be enough. Cassia going down here. Eye of Horus still online from the Ana, just waiting to get those shots in. And there we go. Ana will rejoin the team. 2 kills here for CTON. They're going to go ahead and try to push this bottom lane. Samuro thinking about grabbing this solo mid-altar. Looks like CTON is going to be content with stealing the Sapper camp here and picking up this altar. Not a whole lot Brawl is Life can do in terms of poking in. Altar taken. Sapper camp taken. Sweet Buns is actually going to go ahead and find Enigmatic here, but using the Unstoppable on that Leaping Strike to get away. Drunk Dwarf trying to find a drag. Not finding it just yet, having to use that burrow. Unstoppable from Deathwing. Fury in a lot of trouble here. Deathwing is going to be the first to fall in this re-engage. Drunk Dwarf trying to find a drag once again. Not quite finding it onto Ana. We'll have to back on out of there. The wave of force pushing Drunk Dwarf out of the way to safety just for now. Still very healthy are the members of Brawl is Life. Another 17 seconds till Deathwing is back on the field. Brawl is Life going to go ahead and do a camp steal of their own, while Deathwing is out of commission. There's a lot of poke here from CTON, though. They're going to have to be careful. Elhaim moving around in the background. Looks like the camp steal is completed. Samuro heading on to the top lane, trying to weaken up that top structure as much as possible. And Brawl is Life is going to go ahead and try to claim this bottom tower. The sappers are going to come in. It looks like they're going to go ahead and not quite finish this off as Deathwing coming on down. The fort is still alive. Oh, there it did go down. Enigmatic going on in. Ryokai is the target for now. Who do you think also being targeted as well? Drunk Dwarf in a lot of trouble. Dahak is going to go down. Deckard catches Enigmatic. It looks like we've got two still alive. The Eye of Horus is still active for Ana. Ooh, the Valkyrie catches Li Ming. And Brawl is Life picks up their kill to even this out. Fury did manage to escape with that Cataclysm. And with this bottom tower taken, Samuro trying to counter with the top tower here. We do have a triple altar phase coming in for these teams. A lot of poke is available from CTON. This will not be a clear cap for Brawl is Life. Looks like Ryokai is going to go ahead and grab the bottom altar. Enigmatic with the body blocks onto Death Strikes. Is that going to be enough for the Tassadar kill? It looks like not quite. Tassadar is going to escape. Sweet Buns and Drunk Dwarf are causing some havoc in the lines of CTON, but there's a lot of damage coming in for Sweet Buns now. Elhaim trying to stay alive with that solo biotic grenade. Oh, Drunk Dwarf is on the chase. Oh, a nice sleep there. I think Ana's going to be able to get away. Death Strikes uses the wall. Deckard Cain is going to go down. Enigmatic wants to find this Tassadar. Samuro actually taken out as Lunara going down as well. Brawl is Life is turning this thing around. Altar is picked up. Extra shots coming in for Brawl is Life.
Fire upon the Gravekeeper.
Bottom tower is now going to be worked on by Carbon and Elhaim. Ryokai going to go ahead and grab this Sapper Camp on cooldown if possible. Drunk Dwarf keeping an eye on things in the top lane. Taking a look at this experience. Very, very even for our two teams. Got a little bit of a mismatch on the mercenaries, so that's balanced out by the heroes. Very even on the minions. Sweet Buns is trying to intercept as much damage from Carbon as possible here as the rest of Brawl is Life is going to try to defend this. There's the flip. Deathwing coming on down. A nice sleep by Ana. This could be trouble for Sweet Buns. Fury is on the chase. There's the orb and there's the kill. Diablo is going to go down, but Deathwing down in response. A fantastic burst of damage from Brawl is Life. Takes out the aspect of death. Here come the sappers. We do have three barreling in here. CTON wants to clear these away or else these are going to turn into core shots. Oh, a fantastic Valkyrie picks up that Lunara kill and two shots get over the line. Brawl is Life is really bringing this thing back. 17 to 20 now on those shots. They're going to steal this Sapper Camp and march those across the line as well. Two members down, Samuro in the top lane, two in the mid. This could be trouble. Carbon once again blinking away from that shadow charge. Fantastic timing. They're going to rotate down, trying to stop these sappers before they cross the line here. But this could be trouble for Carbon and Elhaim. One over the line, that's two, that's three. All three shots onto the core as we have a double altar spawn before Lunara is back on the field. Looks like who do you think is going to grab that bottom altar? Corky Booty trying to use those Samuro clones to delay things for now. Fury was on top of Ryokai, but going over those potions, Ryokai is going to be healthy for now. Another two altars coming on through. Samuro did manage to cap that top lane fort. So Brawl is Life is going to have to worry about that as now CTON has taken the bottom lane fort as well. Now at a fort advantage. But 17 shots to 9 here for Brawl is Life. Drunk Dwarf forcing the leaping strike out of Lunara. CTON looks a little bit vulnerable here. Actually, Ryokai looking a little vulnerable. Cassia going down here. There's the big sleep onto Li Ming. The silence follow-up as well, but not quite enough damage. Drunk Dwarf is being chased out, having to use that essence. Unstoppable Diablo. Fury, once again, very low health in that front line. Death Strike's trying to follow up with that damage. Samuro trying to move on in here. Enigmatic getting flipped and tossed. Lunara, ooh, trying to get away there. Sweet Bun's being chased out by Samuro. Oh, Enigmatic managing to survive and get the counter kill. Dahaka goes down, Diablo goes down, and CTON is actually in a pretty good position here. They've got 3 dead. They've got 4 forts on their side. I don't know if a 6-cap is in their future, but they're certainly going to work on it here. Corgi Booty chasing away. Who do you think? Oh, the orb is not quite enough. Deckard manages to survive. Deathwing trying to get healed up. Members of CTON working on this bottom capture. Altars are coming up in 10 seconds. Dahaka may be able to burrow in, but Diablo will be late to the party here. 5 altars taken by CTON. That means that if they grab these 2, and it looks like they will, it's going to be 10 shots coming on through. Deckard and Tassadar working on this top altar, trying to make sure they do not get 6-cap. We've got another 2 shots being worked on. Ryokai is stalling them out for now. There's the sleep dart, though. Oh, and the sappers just walk on by. Only 3 shots left on the core here for Brawl is Life. That means Boss is now a possible win opportunity. Sappers in the bottom lane, that's a win opportunity. They're going to have to keep an eye on this now. Who do you think? Checking into the boss pit. It looks like CTON is opting for the bottom lane sappers for the moment. That's going to force Brawl is Life to make a decision. Where are they going to rotate? What are they going to prioritize here? They've got to think about the boss coverage. They've got to think about those 3 sappers. Brawl is Life are actually going to go ahead and start up this boss. They want to start it as quickly as possible so that they have someone to rotate down. The Dahaka can do it. Fury going on in, getting a huge bite and a bellowing roar onto 2. Eye of Horus picking up Ryokai, and who do you think? Fury going to have to use the Cataclysm to get out again. Looks like the boss is going to start resetting as Elhaim actually being chased down by Drunk Dwarf. Oh, and Ana manages to survive. No kills in that exchange, and the boss is back to full health, but the sappers manage to get through. And CTON picks up this series victory. GG. Brawl is Life trying to eliminate one of those game-ending options, with CTON doing a great job of making sure that fight lasted long enough that Brawl is Life could not commit anyone to the bottom lane to deal with those sappers, forcing Brawl is Life into really an impossible situation there at the end of the game and securing the victory. Very, very nice job, and we finally, at least here on my channel, get to see a frontline Deathwing get the victory. Deathwing actually leading the way with that 82,000 hero damage. Cassia dealing 43 for Brawl is Life, leading the way over there. That was a real back and forth game. Once again, CTON controlling the early game, Brawl is Life bringing things back in the mid game, but that slow breakdown from the Samuro in the top lane, and ultimately the late game team fights going CTON's way, and they're going to pick up the 2-0 victory.